Hi, it's Jodie here from At Your Leisure, and today I am showing you around something very special. So this is the Prestige Tempest, which is a top of the range lodge. It's got all the beautiful appliances, all the beautiful finishes. It's really quite spectacular and I can't wait to show you around. So when you're first entering the Prestige Tempest, you're coming straight into the sort of kitchen area. And what you've got here is all the sort of all singing, all dancing appliances. So as I walk along here, you've got fridge freezer, you've got your cooker, microwave, and then you've even got a little plate warmer in here, which is a nice little extra. You've got dishwasher, you've got your hob, which is an induction hob with the extractor fan that draws the air down. And then in here we've got a really lovely little pantry cupboard, coffee station that is actually lit inside there as well. And then lastly on this end you've got a wine chiller. So a really kind of striking worktop with this bold white marbling in it. But there's a lot about this lodge that is really striking. The way everything's been designed, the shapes, the cuts, the materials, everything is set to be quite eye-catching, bold and striking. And it's a bit of a show-off lodge, I would say, if you're feeling like a little bit of a show-off. And you would have to show it off if you were paying the price that this would be, because they are very expensive. But with that, you get all these nice extras. So over here we've got the dining space, so enough space for 6 people. You've got the overhead lighting, which is nice as well, and then the windows that take you out onto the decking. Both sides open up, so you've got doors in both sides, which is nice. Usually it's only one side that opens up. And then of course we've got this feature fireplace as well, which is a real kind of statement feature that sits in the middle of the room and is quite prominent, but really nice to sort of give it that cosy feel, because with it being quite sort of bold colours, quite striking materials and quite hard cuts, having that fire there just softens it a little bit. So here you've got space for a ginormous TV, which they have got on this one. And then the nice lighting bars that are down the side just to frame it. The sofas, a really lovely material. It's like a sort of suede velvet kind of material. Again, it is quite sort of sharp cuts and quite striking. Maybe not the kind of cosy nestle down on a winter's evening, maybe more of a drinks party and a few cocktails. So this is the sort of second bedroom as such. It's not a twin bedroom, but you do have 2 beds here with this quite unusual bunk style bed at the top and then a double bed underneath, which does mean that you can actually sleep 3 people in this room rather than usually the second bedroom it's just 2 people. Throughout this lodge I've mentioned the kind of striking design elements and the materials that are used. There's a TV wall here and it's got actual cork background, so it's not cork effect material, it is actual cork, and it just gives this room that little bit of softness that it needs throughout, with everything else being quite bold. It just softens it all a little bit. You do have storage as well all the way around this TV. Not a huge amount of storage in here compared to some of the lodges we've seen, but enough certainly for a second bedroom. So here we have the sort of shared bathroom for the lodge. So you've got the bath, overhead shower as well, and quite a nice finish on the glass there, just to have a little bit of extra. You've also got your sink here, the light around the mirror, and then a nice little feature when you open these drawers, they are lit as well. So here we are in the master bedroom. So in here it does feel a bit softer with having this big headboard here, and it's kind of a leather effect wallpaper on the walls here, and even you can sort of hear my voice feels a bit softer in here because it does have those nice soft finishes. The bed does look pretty wide and massive as well, so I'm guessing this is a bit bigger than a king size. So, nice little feature in here. Well, little feature, it's actually a huge room behind these doors. So it's the ensuite, but I can't wait to show you it because it's very smart. So here we are in the ensuite, and we've got something quite unusual here. So a black bath, which is positioned right in the middle, very striking. It really feels like a kind of luxury hotel in this lodge. You've got the nice feature walls, which are throughout this bathroom, and all the black finishes as well. And behind me, we've got airing cupboard where the boiler is. It's nice to have that extra space to store bedding, towels. And you've also got the toilet, which is in its own sort of separate little room itself. And then we're going to head to the other side to show you the monsoon showers. So double showers, you've got this nice feature wall still. This is massive. You can walk in from either side and walk out from either side. I do like that it's enclosed, so you're not going to splash out onto the walls or anything like that. Wouldn't like to clean it, but would love to have a shower in here. Looks very nice. So, pros and cons for this lodge. There aren't many negative things about this lodge, I'll be honest. It really feels like a luxury hotel. I think the pros for me are the sort of space and the layout. The ensuite bathroom is pretty amazing. I love the shower in there. And the black windows that open at both sides in the living and sort of dining area. I think the only con for me, the only negative thing, is not having a separate room when you come in from outdoors. That's always really handy to have, and you're not coming straight into a living space with outdoor shoes on. But it depends what you're kind of using your space for. If you're not going outdoors much, which if you're in a lodge like this, then you maybe wouldn't, then perhaps you don't need that space. But yeah, it's a really beautiful lodge with all the sort of high-end finishes you would expect to get with something that you're going to be heading up towards £500,000 for. And so that kind of brings me on to who it's for. Someone with a lot of spare cash, because it is expensive, but you do pay for what you get, and this has a lot of the sort of high-end design elements you would expect. So I don't think it's a particularly kid-friendly pad, maybe more of a party pad if you're hosting drinks, evening meals, things like that. And actually, if you wanted to kind of sit outside on a deck, open up the windows and enjoy the actual outside design as well, it's really quite striking from outside too. So we are here in the design studio at Prestige, which is where it all begins. So stood up here, I've got the mood board for the Prestige Tempest that we have just been in. And you can see here that the designers have put on some of the furniture that they've taken inspiration from. They've got samples of the materials, the wallpapers, the leather for the chairs, everything like that. And it's just a really nice kind of visual way of getting a feel for how each lodge looks. And there's one of these for every lodge, but the other great thing about being in here is that you can actually pick some customizations. So if you saw a lodge that you liked, but you wanted to change the colour of the kitchen cupboards or anything like that, you can come in here and you can pick that, which is amazing. It's really quite an incredible space and quite a luxury to be able to come mix and match and choose from such nice materials. So thanks for watching the video today of the Prestige Tempest. If you want to see any more of our reviews and walkthroughs, head over to our YouTube page or to the website where you can see them all. You can also get your free buyer's guide on our website. Thanks for watching.